So welcome everyone to the 2022 energy forecast. I am honored to be here with you, and I'm extremely grateful to all of you for registering for this forecast. So numerology is something that came to me unexpectedly in 2021. I set my intentions to get clear on my finances and to call in wealth. And somehow I ended up becoming certified in numerology. So definitely a unique way to strengthen my relationship with numbers, which hopefully my financial planner will appreciate that I had that I still have that as a focus. Numerology has been an incredible addition to everything that I do. When I work with my clients now based on this information, it's easy for me to access the soul work and the heart work for us to do based on our energetic code. So we each all have a very unique energetic code. Again, tonight I invited you to calculate your ruling number or your life path number. We also have a personal day number. We also have a personal year that we are in, and we also have seasons that we are in. So there's so many layers of our energetic code that we can peel back to uncover who it is that we truly are. And one of the reasons why I love numerology, not only have I done it multiple times in many lives, I just love how simple it is and how easy it is to remember. We've all worked with numbers since we were very, very young. And so it's simple. And so tonight we are going to hone in on 2022. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm a very visual learner, and I prefer to have something to see when I'm learning. So I thought I would share all of that with you too. Now, I noticed that when I do this, I just want to make sure that I'm going to be able to see the chat box. Okay. Thanks for your patience. Beautiful. Okay, so this year we are moving into the energy of a creative channel of love. Now, before I talk too heavily about this, we just moved out of a 5 energy year. These years literally roll from January to December. Your personal years are from your birthday and beyond. Hopefully that makes sense. We moved out of a 5 energy year. So this past year, no surprise, was a very heart-centered year. And it was all about values. It was all about what matters to us, what we prioritize, how we wanted to feel, how we were feeling, and how we wanted to feel. And so you notice last year, globally, many people evaluating all of that, their values, their priorities, and how they wanted to feel and making changes. It's no coincidence that last year there was the Great Resignation, and it's continuing. We're going to see a lot more people leaving their industries, leaving their fields, probably a lot more people becoming entrepreneurs as well. And we're rolling into that 6-year energy of being a creative channel of love. So you can see how there's flow to it. We evaluated how we wanted to feel. We evaluated our values and our priorities and what matters most. And this year is all about putting those things into action, about implementing them and doing so in a way that infuses a lot of love. Numerology, for those of you who are completely new to it, is a scientific and mathematical modality that unlocks universal patterns and cycles based on the energetics of numbers. Understanding these cycles allows us to predict and prepare for upcoming events. This form of numerology is based on the teachings of Pythagoras, Greek philosopher and mathematician. He was a spiritual leader, an astrologist, and a music theorist. He moved to Egypt when he was 18, where he learned Egyptian esoteric teachings. He began his own school for numerology and was the first to allow women to have an education in the field, which was very uncommon at that time. Each year, month, week, and day has an energetic code. Each person also has an energetic code. Just like astrology, numerology can connect you to your dharma and karma in this lifetime. Name, energy, ruling numbers, personal day, personal year, personal season, sun cards, planetary ruling cards, personal year forecast, ideal client code. These are all layers of your unique individual energetic code that can be unlocked in personal coaching sessions. Now, I know some of you can't stay until the end of the call. Tonight is just about you being here or watching the replay. If this is all that we do together, I am totally fine with that. But I do want to share with you some of the other offerings that I have in case you're called to continue this work together or working together. I do have a Conscious Business Collective, which is a group of heart-centered entrepreneurs that gather. It's a unique form of networking where we get together and we talk about the universal energy for that month. We have conscious conversations around it, and we also incubate challenges and ideas. That's the first Wednesday of every month at 12 Pacific Standard Time, and we meet for 2 hours. The main offering that I have is a Conscious Business Immersion. This is a 3-month sacred container for, again, heart-centered entrepreneurs, impact-driven businesses, intuitive influencers. And this is all about creating a strategic yet soulful plan for the year and a 90-day detailed plan. This is all based on numerology and the energies that are coming in. And it's a perfect balance of masculine and feminine energies. So we do a lot of heart work, a lot of soul work, a lot of nervous system regulation, a lot of work around how it is that we want to feel, developing our values in our business before we jump into that masculine energy of setting goals and setting intentions for the year. I offer divine numerology blueprints for you to unlock your own personal energetic code and personal energy forecasts. And I'm also hosting a special planning session. So if after this, you're like, that was amazing, I want to plan my year based on this information, we're going to hang out for 2 hours on January 29th. I made it a Saturday, so that way it was available to more people, because I know not everybody that I work with is an entrepreneur or has the ability to take 2 hours out of their busy days in order to do this work. So I've chosen a Saturday, but I'll send you all of those links to get all of that information as well. Okay, so let's jump into why we are here to talk about 2022, which is going to be a much better year. Now, a lot of us have looked back at the last 2 years and probably thought, what the heck just happened? So many surprises, so many unexpected things, so much stress and anxiety that was completely unexpected. If you feel comfortable doing so, I would love to hear from you what 2021 was like for you. Like, if you want to sum it up in one word, you're welcome to. If you want to do just 1 or 2 sentences, you're welcome to do that. But I would love to hear what 2021 was like for you. And just a reminder to keep yourselves muted. Up and down, up and down. Yeah. A roller coaster, upheaval and alignment, a whirlwind, roller coaster ride, baby. Yeah, very heavy, very stressful. Intense, challenging, growth oriented, overwhelmed, feeling the overwhelm of the collective, very stressful. A lot of inner work and ended up in completely new places and new dimensions. Amazing. Transformative. I love that. Yeah. As I said, everything has an energy, which means that everything has a high vibration and a low vibration. And so what this connection tonight is about is connecting to the high vibration of the energy that is coming in. This is not about spiritually bypassing. This is not about ignoring the shadow sides. This isn't about ignoring any conflicts that may potentially come up. This is just about preparing for what's to come. This is about energetically aligning with this energy to reduce our stress, to reduce our overwhelm, to make it not so much of a roller coaster. Like there's going to be waves coming in, but let's ride them in a way that feels really good. 2021 was a fire under my ass to finally make the change and transformation I should have done years ago. It happened exactly when it was supposed to, my friend. So for 2022, I really want us to focus on being a creative channel of love in all areas of our lives. The 6 energy, above all else, prioritizes love. The 6 is all about making the shift from fear to love. The 6 really seeks balance, flow, ease, creativity, and harmony. So for those of you who are familiar with me and my desire map days, or if you're a desire mapper or heart-centered student or facilitator, you'll see immediately here's some core feelings, right? We've got love, we've got balance, flow, ease, creativity, and harmony. So pop in the chat box if you have core feelings. If you don't, that's okay. Pop in the chat box and let me know if any of your own personal core feelings or values or intentions for this year are similar or related to love, balance, flow, ease, creativity, or harmony. Flow is my word for 2022. You are totally aligned. I love it. Harmony, beautiful. Creativity, yeah, Angie, creativity's been yours for a while, and it should. You're an extremely creative person. Harmony, all of the above. Yes, continually creating beautiful ease and grace. Flow and creativity. Harmony, flow, ease. Harmony is why we named our kiddo that. Oh, I love it. Flow, love, lion-hearted, higher love. Oh, a humongous surfboard this year. Totally visualize that for flow, balance, and self-love. Fluid, yes. Cosmic love, yes, yes, yes. So all of these are ways of flipping the switch when it comes to goal setting. And I'm not going to dive into this too much because you're part of my community and I know you know a lot about this. But again, let's come from an internal place. Let's come from a very heart-centered, heart-activated place, because our heart has an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than that of the mind. So when we set our intentions and we use those feelings as the guidance system, as the GPS for our intentions, for our decisions, for our direction, it creates massive amplification. So let these be the core of what it is that you choose to do in 2022, and you cannot go wrong. If you are applying these to all areas of your life and all areas of your business, you are going to energetically align with the universe. And the universe loves this. The universe is here to co-create with us. So it loves it when you figure out the flow and when you figure out how to be a co-creator and speak its language. So you start emanating that energy out into the universe, and guess what happens? It comes back to you tenfold in ways that you couldn't even imagine. With so much of the world divided right now, the 6 energy year calls for creative ways for unification and balancing duality. So just want to pause with that for a moment. Maybe take a deep breath into it. I know for many of us in 2021, there was conflict. And for many of us, we are still in conflict in some ways. Conflict within ourselves about the choices that we make, conflict with family members, with friends, knowing what to do, what's the right thing to do, what's the truth, what's the lie. So this year is about bringing the world together. Unity is the only way forward. 6 loves being a connector for love. and bringing people together. Again, balancing out that duality. So 6 will start to soften that duality. This isn't about moving to a place where everybody agrees with everything, but this is about moving to a place where people can accept, empathize, understand, and have compassion for somebody else's view that may not be the same as their own. I can feel that shift happening already. I can see that shift happening already. There's a lot of changes that are going to keep occurring in 2022, and change can be very deregulating, messy, and disruptive, especially if we weren't actively taking part of that change. The 6 energy, though, is like a cozy, warm blanket with a cup of tea to smooth those rough edges of change. So I do want you to, again, breathe into that, root into that there might be some changes, but it's going to be okay. Just think of whatever brings you comfort, whatever brings you joy, and it's like peaceful and it's restful and it's very tranquil. And that's what the energy of the 6 changes are going to be this year. Anything that is out of balance or harmony in your life will be brought to light this year. So if there's anything that you maybe ignored in 2021, and we have a tendency to do that, our heart tells us, right? The body knows, our intuition knows, our spirit knows, our soul knows, like it's always speaking to us and telling us or whispering to us, hey, you need to stand in your power, or it's time that you healed that shit that you haven't forgave. So anything that you haven't paid attention to, it's going to be brought to light. Again, it's okay. It's a cozy, warm blanket and a cup of tea that's going to invite you to bring balance or harmony into those situations. Okay. Before I move on, I just want to do a check-in to see if there's any comments or questions about some of the energy that we've talked about so far. And feel free to pop any questions or comments in the chat at any time. The 6 energy is going to invite us to cleanse, clear, detox, declutter, and infuse love into inner and outer spaces of our lives. Many years ago, I set out to simplify my life in terms of materials. I don't own a lot, and the less that I own, the happier I am. And I know that that approach isn't for everybody. It has made me feel light. It has made me feel free, but I don't expect everybody to have that same experience and those same results. But I do encourage everyone to deal with the junk drawer that you know has been bothering you for a really long time. Go into the loft and reorganize it. This is something I did in 2021, and I even hired a KonMari consultant to support me with it. I had just a couple more things left of my mother's. She passed in 2014, and when she left, I held on to a lot of her physical material things, thinking that that would keep me connected to her, but it didn't. I got rid of almost everything. And in 2021, I was like, it's time for me to let go of it. I don't need to hold on to these Halloween costumes in order to remember the joy that it sparks. Yeah. So material, physical, that's what I focused on first. For 2022 for myself is going to be about cleansing my energy, my aura, spiritually and emotionally, focusing on those detox. Again, I've been in that process personally for quite some time. but there's always work to be done. There's some healing to be done. Whenever I think that I've let that go and moved on, then the universe, trickster that God is, will send me an opportunity, a spiritual assignment for growth, and remind me that there's still a little itty bitty bit left in my heart to heal. I remember when this happened, I did horse therapy, and the horses revealed to me some things that pain that I was still holding on to when it came to my parents. And I remember being so frustrated, and my tears were that of anger and frustration. And my guide asked me, tell me what's coming up for you. And I said, well, honestly, I'm fucking pissed off because I've worked so hard. Like, I've been in hours upon hours of therapy. I've done workshops. I've read books, podcasts, like I have done it all. And here it's showing up as it still isn't healed. And it's like, oh, seriously, I have more to do. And she used this analogy, which I appreciate so deeply, this analogy. She said, you used to have a sword in your back. Okay. And today it's just reminding you that there are a couple slivers left. That's all. What was your intention when you came in to do this work with the horses? And I said, well, I asked to heal what needed to be healed so I could be a creative channel of love and to be of service to the world as my highest, most authentic self. And she said, so the horses did that for you, and you are doing that work. So clear, cleanse, detox, declutter. If you want to do physical cleanses, if you're feeling called to do that, do that. Lots of great things popping up. Same here for Anna. I sold my house with all the furniture in it, left my clothes and books. Now cleaning up my technology mess, emails, unsubscribing. Oh, great idea. Absolutely great idea. And organizing and simplifying my finance. It feels so good. It absolutely does. For myself too, in my business, I'm applying this in my business too. I love the emails. It's a great time. It's a dark time. We're still supposed to be resting, but to hit that promotions tab, select all, delete. If you haven't read them and it's from 3 months ago, you're not going to read them, delete them. Simplify. It's asking us to simplify our lives. And in this cleansing, in this clearing, and we dive into this a lot in Conscious Business Immersion, what you're doing is creating space for your future. If you apply this to relationships, which is really challenging for some, but if you let go of those toxic relationships, and in 2021, it amplified who they were for you. If you let go of those relationships, if you apply this to relationships, you will call in your soul family. Now is a time, again, creative channel of love. Now is a time where our soul families are going to connect. And so I loved that somebody in here said they were calling in cosmic love. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Now is the time to call in cosmic love. Our soul family is going to arrive. Horses are amazing for clarity. Yes, they absolutely are. I moved to Canada, left my older self back home. I am here to grow into amazing, magnificent self, and I'm here to build a heart-centered life. I love it. What are the best months in 2022 for cleansing and detoxing? Any month that's a 6 energy month. So because it's a 6 energy year, literally any time this year is going to be a good time for that. A 6 energy day is a great day to pick it, to choose it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember when are the 6 energy months. We're in a 7 energy month right now. October was a good one. So we go 7. Please hold. September in particular. So for you Kumari consultants out there, and I know you're here, for anyone who's in the business of organizing and decluttering, 6 can potentially be a massive month for you. So prep for that at least 3 months in advance and call it in. And remember that everybody's experiencing these universal energies. Okay. So you're going to be experiencing it. Your clients are going to be experiencing it, your family, your friends. So this is something that all of us are going through. Again, we do have personal energies that are coming in within a year, which is our birthday, and 12 months past, we have 7 cycles that we go through that are 52 days each. And we have specific energies that come during each of those cycles. And so depending on your personal energetic forecast, could be a particular time for you to do this cleansing and decluttering. I just connected with a beautiful soul yesterday, and it was very clear in their forecast that there's this potential for a real estate exchange, change, move potential. Okay, this isn't a crystal ball where we can accurately predict the future, but there's something along those lines that are going to indicate, right, some things that are coming in. And so that was a huge insight to, okay, if that's potentially going to happen, then let's start clearing and decluttering now. So if it does happen, that move is going to be much, much easier. How do you know which days and months are 6 energy? Oh, you're encouraging me to share other workshops with you. Okay, just a quick overview. To calculate month energy, it's literally the month plus the year. So we're always breaking it out. So for January, it's 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So that equals 7. And then you don't have to do any other calculations. Then you go, February is an 8, March is a 9, which is the end, which is a completion, which is a cycle. And then in April, we go with a 1, and it goes beyond. For the day, so what are we at today? So January, 1 for the month. Today's the 14th, 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 12, today's a 3 energy day. I already knew that. I don't know why I calculated it, but maybe I articulated it so that way you guys can learn how. So again, January is a 1 energy month. We are on the 14th, so 1-4. 2022 is always going to be the 3-2. So 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 12. And we're always working in a 1 to 9 cycle. So 1 plus 9 equals 3. So today is a very creative day. There's a lot of abundance happening today. And anything we do today amplifies. So that's why I chose this on a Friday, on a 3 energy day, on this 3 energy day. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday is going to be a 6 energy day. And so on 6 energy days in a 6 energy year, you're going to get major amplification of this 6 energy, and also in a 6 energy month. The other thing that's going to happen, because 2022 is 2s, anytime like February 2nd, 2022, February 22nd, 2022, those are always going to be, they're going to be major amplification days as well of 2 energy. Okay, back on track. So the other thing that I love about 6 energy is it really is creative. It loves decorating, styling, making art, rebranding. And so if you're feeling called to do any of those things in your life, in your home or your business, now is the time to do that. And that makes sense, right? Because it's calling in this opportunity to cleanse, clear, detox, declutter. So you're making space for what's next. So put the paintings up, get the family photos blown up and hang those up. Get the new chair for your office. Paint if you're feeling called to paint. Choose different branding colors if you want different branding colors. The Great Resignation is going to continue to happen in 2022. And I mentioned that before, that a lot of people are going to be shifting careers. A lot of people are going to get divorced, and this is a good thing. A lot of people are going to end friendships and relationships. Expect many entrepreneurs to seek out guidance on their career choices and find fields and people more aligned with their personal values. And so for those of you who are listening to this, who are heart-centered facilitators, who are certified numerologists, invite people in. to also become facilitators, to also become channelers, to become intuitives, to share their medicine, invite people in. They want to be invited. People are lacking clarity and direction right now. And so bring your medicine to them. Be the creative channel of love. And how you do that is by fully standing in your power of who it is that you are. And if you're like, well, I'm not too sure who I am right now, then perhaps book a divine numerology blueprint, because it uncovers your dharma, your purpose, and your intention in this lifetime. So let's talk a little bit about the low side of some of the 6 energy that's coming in. The 6, so when you think about love, divine love, higher love, what the low side of that would be is people pleasing, over giving, over delivering. Some seeking of validation may rise. So much love in the 6 energy that we become fearful of rocking the boat, or it could arise from insecurities of not enough love. I'm here to tell you to rock the fucking boat this year, but do so with kindness, compassion, empathy, and love. We often play small and hold ourselves back for fear of abandonment, fear of betrayal, fear of conflict, fear of ruffling feathers, fear of not being enough, fear of not being able to articulate. We could let fear and ego be in that driver's seat, or we can tell ego to take a back seat. We want ego to be here. It keeps us safe, right? It has its purpose. It's not about ignoring the ego, but it's like, okay, ego, you can stay in the car, this really kick-ass, awesome car that I have, but get in the back seat. My heart's going to lead the way. Spirit, soul is going to lead the way. Moving off grid and changing career. This is happening in May for me. Okay, I love it. I love that intentions are being set already. So be very mindful of this people-pleasing energy. So this is an invitation this year to really work on your boundaries and to practice the art of saying no. Obligation energy is so 2021. So if you have been saying yes to a lot of things where now it feels like an obligation and a burden, maybe it lit you up at one point in your life. But if it's feeling heavy and it is not sparking joy, we're going to let that go. We are not going to say yes to things just to make somebody else happy. You are allowed to put yourself front and center as a creative channel of love in order to be that for other people first, because we can't give from an empty cup. There is something that is woven into all of my offerings. The Conscious Business Collective, we talk about this almost every single month. It is embedded in the Conscious Business Immersion. It comes up in everybody's blueprints that selfishness isn't a bad thing if you are here to be of service to the world. And I know all of you are. I truly know, because that's all. I only call in people who are. You are here to be of service to the world. I know you want to know what your dharma, your intention, your purpose is. Many of you are already starting to align with it. Many of you have aligned with it. Sometimes you forget. And some of you are like, okay, I'm standing in that power and I'm ready to totally fly. So keep doing that in 2022. Any people pleasers in the crowd? People who overgive, over deliver. I remember when I first started, my sessions were X amount of hours and I would always go over. I would always give way too much and charge not enough. That's done. We're done with all of that. This year, if you have especially your own business, you need to start charging what you're worth. Yeah, I used to be. Yeah, not anymore. Oh, sorry. I don't know why that photo didn't pop up. It was my favorite photo. One of the greatest spiritual assignments of the 6 energy is that truth must be honored by ourselves and those we love the most. A lot of what's going to happen in 2022 is truth speak. Courageous acts of self-love lead to truth speak. So it's really important for you to get clear on what's true for you. Don't worry about what's the truth for everybody else, but what's true for you. And when you hear someone else speak their truth, your intuition is going to tell you if it's in alignment with you or not. Yeah. I have a habit of wearing myself out. Oh my gosh, I know, right? When we people please and we overgive and we over deliver, it's an energy leak. We're giving too much of ourselves and it doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't make people love us more. It doesn't make people want to book more sessions with us. Like all it does is drain us and stop us from aligning with our authentic energetic code. Yeah. So spend time in 2022 nourishing yourself with high quality experiences with amazing people, food, and activities. If you don't feel like doing it, this is a permission granted to not do it. Again, boundaries, the art of saying no this year. And there's beautiful ways to say it. I was working with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about overscheduling, and I recommended, what would it look like if you just like blocked off 2 days where you weren't allowed to schedule anything? And I could energetically feel her like clam up, like, like I don't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do it either. In 2015 is when I started, and it took me a long time. But gift yourself space to just be and do nothing if that's what you want to do. If the day comes and a girlfriend messages you, sends you a text and invites you to go for a hike, and you feel like doing it, even though it's the day where you're not planning or doing anything, but you feel called to do it, then go do it. But hustling is canceled this year. That could have been a tagline for this. Hustling is canceled. Did you get the memo? The heart is where it's at. We're all about heart over hustle now. Okay. So nourish yourself, high quality experiences, amazing people, food, and activities. Nervous system regulators need to be a top priority for everybody. Everybody. Our nervous systems are shot. And some of it has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with the collective consciousness and what's happening universally on this planet. And so regulating your nervous system is for you, but it's also for everybody that's in your sphere as well. And the more you do it for yourself, the positive ripple effect it's going to have out to your family, your friends, your clients, and your community. So again, block off that time, high quality experiences, only amazing food, amazing people and activities. Nervous system regulators. If you're all about nervous system regulation, pop it in the chat. Tell me what you got going on for nervous system regulation. Decrease your caffeine intake. I know that's hard for a lot of people. Ditch it. Ditch the coffee. Move into something like a rooibos tea, which has a bazillion antioxidants in it. Meditation, breath work, essential oils, nature, less wine, co-regulating with amazing people, yoga nidra. Yes, my friend Angie and I, some of you may know her. She did a beautiful yoga nidra workshop in Squamish when she came out to visit from Ontario. Meditation in there, nature walks, cold plunges. I'm still total chicken shit when it comes to cold plunges, but I have been practicing cold showers. I like pop in for a couple seconds, I do a twirl, pop back out. So I'm getting there. Yeah. Cold plunges, showers. Yeah. Journaling, turmeric lattes, meditations, essential oils, salt baths, yoga, journaling. Beautiful. You guys got it going on. Nervous system regulators, top priority. The safer you feel, the bigger risks you can take. The more you have, the more you can give. Remember that. Keep that front and center. The more you have, the more you can give. This year may feel like a psychological hangover, which shouldn't be surprising based on 2021. I was just making sure I had a cool truth bomb or a photo there. Many people are going to be craving a new source of inspiration. And so it's no surprise to me that integrating numerology into my business, that it's actually been extremely easy to get new clients because people are really craving new modalities They may not be new to us, like metaphysical development, indigenous traditions, ceremonies. People want it, and they want gatherings, especially for so many of us where we've had to do all this work online. People really are craving that physical connection to get back together. Do what's right for you. If your nervous system is telling you now's not the time for me to be with other people, then don't listen to it. But if you're being called to gather with people again, do it. Be safe about it. When you hang out with people, you know, it's about hygiene. It's about spiritual hygiene, emotional hygiene, and physical hygiene. Gargle. If you're an essential oil user, you can gargle with On Guard. Just sea salt, gargle. And that gargling stimulates your vagus nerve, which calms your nervous system, which boosts your immune system. Use a neti pot, right, to keep your physical space safe. Spritz yourself, your auric energy, with essential oils to clean that. Make sure that if you're gathering with people, you're not doing anything the day of. Be by yourself. Do yoga, do meditation, get out into nature, hang out with people, plan for nothing the 2 days after. If you haven't been around a lot of people for the last 2 years, and then all of a sudden you gather a group of 10 people, it can be very taxing on your system. Smudging, yes, exactly. So just energetically prepare for it and physically prepare for it. Rebirth of spirituality is in the making. We are also in the age of Aquarius, a time of unity. People are waking up. The vibration of the planet is literally rising. This is a scientific fact. You can search, look it up, and it will tell you that as truth. So as the energy is increasing and rising on the planet Earth, so is our frequency as well. So that's why a rebirth of spirituality is in the making. There's also a huge fascination, nobody can deny this, of good versus evil and balancing that polarization. Last year, the political polarization was just absolutely insane. Black and white thinking was absolutely insane. Those edges are going to be smoothed out this year as people start to adopt new ways of thinking and being. Yeah. So I hope that feels good, right? This is a time for connections, collaborations. Again, unity is the way forward. For the heart-centered facilitators here in this group, you're seeing two of the perspectives that we focus on in heart-centered for 2022, right? Divine love is transmutational and unity is the only way forward. Align with the energies of the six, and I guarantee you that everything will work out for you, because everything works out for a six. I know that there's one person in here with a ruling number 6. There's another client. I've had a couple. There's a couple clients, but what happens when I work with people who have a ruling number 6, every time I tell them everything works out for you as a 6, and they brush it off. They're like, yeah, I guess it does. I'm like, can we honor this? Can we just pause for a moment and really look at the fact that everything works out for you? And they're like, well, yeah, I guess it does. I'm like, not everything works out for everybody. You don't realize this because you're a 6, but everything works out for a 6. So if you calibrate with the energies of this, everything will work out for 2022. So there will be conflict. Conflict's going to arise. There's still going to be events that are going to happen that we have no control over, but we do have control over how we react to it. If we are reacting to it from a place of being a creative channel of love, of balance, of flow, of ease, of harmony, right? Then everything is going to work out. We can't control how other people think and act and react and feel, but we do have that ability to control our own feelings and how we react. It takes time, but it usually does. Exactly. This is a ruling number 6 speaking. It takes time, but it usually does. So have patience. We've got a double 3 and a 6 in the group as well, right? And for you, do you feel that everything works out for you? Yeah. Okay. So what do we do with all of this information? So sometimes we take in all of this and we just start creating this mental ta-da list of all the things that we are going to do. And then we look at it and it becomes overwhelming because it's too much. So if that is you and you want to simplify it, hopefully I've created a few things for you that are going to ease you into aligning with this energy. So the mantra that I'm using for 2022, one of them is, I am a creative channel of divine love. I harmonize fear and duality by activating the intelligence of my heart. The question I want you to ask yourself for 2022 is, how may I be a creative channel of love in all areas of my life and business? So that's relationships and society, livelihood and lifestyle, which is money, career, our spaces that we occupy, our sustainability, body and wellness, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, our sensuality, creativity and learning, and our essence and spirituality. Being a creative channel of love, how does that impact those areas? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? Create an inspired story for yourself in 2022 of being a creative channel of love. The prayer that I will be emphasizing in 2022 is the Metta Bhavana prayer. The meditations that I recommend are two by Danielle Laporte, Love and Radiance. Oh, I have had this one on repeat for so long because it's just so beautiful. It connects us to our inner child. And I love connecting with little Annie. It is beautiful. It is brilliant. My second favorite that aligns with the energies of the six of being a creative channel of love is the Ocean and Rose meditation. This is one of Danielle's newest. And it really helps us let go and clear out and declutter energetically spiritual spaces and emotional spaces. It's this beautiful visualization using rose petals and an ocean. We call on something that we want to forgive, that we want to let go of. And through a series of repetitive actions, we gift things back to the ocean. The exercises and activities, again, nervous system regulation, the clearing, which hopefully you know what that means, and forgiveness. So the Ho'oponopono prayer. I have my own specific forgiveness exercise and activities that we do in the conscious business immersions to help people let things go. And the essential oil, if there was one that I recommend for this year to use on a regular basis, I work with doTERRA essential oils. I know many of you do as well, is On Guard. On Guard is the oil of protection. It wards off negative energy, so we can use it on an emotional and spiritual level. Physically, it is a great immune booster and creates protection as well. Yeah. I will definitely be sharing the recording, yes. So that way people can absorb this and yeah, review it. Oh, my chat box was over Babs. Babs is my soulmate. She's a part of my spiritual support team now. I lost her in 2021. But I wanted to include her in this presentation because she's just a beautiful representation of being a channel of love. Yeah, who doesn't love Babs? I know. She was so a part of me and so part of my brand that I felt a little bit lost without her. But Tegan, my cat's been stepping up quite a bit lately. Yeah. So I just want to check in on the time. Oh my gosh, I actually did something on time for once. Before we jump into, I did want to take some time to just review a few months ahead. We're not going to go through every single month in detail. We are going to go through every single month in detail if you sign up for that planning session, where we'll talk about every single month, specifically the energies that are coming in, and allow you to align with 2022 energies, but also the specific energies of this month. Yeah. The last thing that I want to say about 2022 before I open it up for more Q&A or we shift back to looking at the individual months, we'll look at the next three. You'll notice in 2022, right, that there's 3 2s. So 3 is going to have an impact in this year as well. 3 is all about creativity. So you can see there's creativity in the 6 as well, because sometimes we get the ruling number 6 out of 2 3s. So there's a massive amount of creativity. So if there's something that's been in your heart, a course that you've wanted to create, a book that you've wanted to write, a new room that you wanted to decorate, now is the time. 3 energy is about abundance. So I also want to remind you to remember that there's enough. There's a lot of fear that's going to be spewing around in the cosmos, but we're going to be a creative channel of love. And I want you to remember that there's enough. I am abundant. I am a ruling number 3, and I have fully stepped into this. I am abundant. The universe always provides for me. And I want you to remember that as well. Most importantly, the 3 is an amplifier. So anything and everything that you do is going to be a major amplification within this year. Major permission to spend money on decor and little renos. Thanks, Amy. Doing things you do. Yes, but you have so many beautiful tips and tricks on how to do things in a way that's sustainable, right? So yes, decorate things, but it doesn't mean spending a lot of money always, right? Like a couple cans of paint to to freshen up a room, that doesn't cost a lot. Or just clearing things out and putting a new piece of furniture in a different room. There's a lot of things that we can do where we don't blow a bunch of dough. Yeah. I'm adding onto the cabin and building a new garage. Oh my God. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you're doing those things. Yeah. So I just want to, let me know what's coming up for you. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you need me to clarify anything. I know there was a few people that had to leave around 6 o'clock. If you have to go, that's okay. We're going to carry on for another 30 minutes. We'll do some Q&A right now, and then we'll dive into January, February, March, and possibly April. And we'll talk about the energies of this first quarter. So for those of you, particularly who are in business, you can look at these energies and you can align it with your content. So if you've been hesitant to show up visibly in social media spaces, to send out emails on a regular basis, who's going to listen to me? I don't know what to talk about. Is this making sense? Is anybody going to hear this? Then you will know this is what the entire universe is experiencing on a universal collective conscious level. And so hopefully it will be that nice little push for you to just say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this offering out there because it completely makes sense right now. Learning to sing to my partner's dismay. I love it. Oh, painting. Husband suddenly started sewing. It all makes sense. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Got some curtains for him to sew. Also, I'm waking up with so many ideas in the middle of the night. Bursting of creativity makes sense. Having a journal beside your bed is a beautiful thing, right? Not all ideas are meant to be our ideas, but some of them are. And so pay attention to them. Like, with this truth speak that's happening, it's because our soul family is starting to show up. And I did mean that on a physical level. Like you're going to start to meet people and go, have we hung out before? Like, why do you seem so familiar? Right? That's going to happen a lot now. Our soul family that's in the spiritual realm, they're also going to amplify this year. And so building a spiritual support team is something that's huge in the conscious business immersion. I'm going to teach people how to build their spiritual support team because our soul family wants to connect with us, wants us to listen. So they're giving us divine breadcrumbs and intuitive hits all the time. We just don't always listen, right? Like, I know I asked for a sign, but I'm waiting for a signier sign. Like, I asked for feathers from my mom on my grandparents' farm. At the tree where we spread some of her ashes, there was literally like 50 feathers, literally 50 feathers. And what did I do? I looked around for the dead bird. Instead of going, thanks, mom, for showing me that you're here. I looked everywhere for the dead bird. I was like, some bird has definitely died because of all these feathers. And literally, like, if she could have gave me a spiritual bitch slap, she totally, but she was like, Annie, you asked for feathers. I gave you a bazillion feathers as amazing proof that I'm still here. I'm still with you. So pay attention, listen to those intuitive hits. And it helps if you know your superpower. It helps if you know what clairs you align with. So many of us are clairsentient, especially the heart-centered facilitators, desire map facilitators. We are empaths. We are highly sensitive people. We feel all the things. And so being clairsentient is sometimes our superpower. So we get intuitive hits where you can just walk into a room and you can feel the energy, right? You know if it's a group of people that you were meant to be with, or you know if it's your peeps. There's clairvoyant, where you get things in dreams, you get visualizations. So the person who said they were waking up in the middle of the night with your ideas, that's clairvoyance. Just everybody make sure that, muted, yeah. Sometimes you just know. I remember getting into arguments with partners or family members, like, well, how do you know? I'm like, I just know. Like, yeah, but how do you know? I'm like, I just know. And sometimes if you just know, then just know. That's claircognizance. And the fourth one, clairaudient, you'll hear things ringing in the ear. So I've worked with my spiritual support team and I've asked them to tell me what's yes. So just tell me what's yes. And then one day I'll get a in my right ear and I know that a yes is right. And I know that a ringing in my left ear is a no. And so whenever I get a ringing in my ear, I pause and I look at, what am I doing right now? What am I thinking right now? And is this in alignment or not? My spiritual support team is telling me. Clairaudience will get intuitive hits through lyrics. This happens to me all the time, where somebody will say something. And I should have added this. Maybe I'll add this still. Like if there was a song for 2022, it's Higher Love by Whitney Houston. And there's a remix of it now, which was very popular in 2021, but bring me that higher love. Yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. If you have to go. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful that you're here. Clarity of the ear ringing still needs to work on that. Yeah. Sometimes our spiritual support team will also speak to us in song. So if we're thinking of somebody, maybe a loved one that has passed, and a particular song will come on the radio and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a song that my mom and I used to dance to. Again, that's your spiritual support team speaking to you. I have a really crazy story that I'll just say briefly about that. My girlfriend and I went to a night market. We got dream cream. So we meditated. We'd use the dream cream. It was very witchy woo-woo. And our goal was to sleep until we just woke up on our own. And then we were to journal about our dreams. Well, for some reason, I woke up really early and a voice said, check your phone. And I was like, I'm not checking the phone. It's 5 a.m. I don't need to look at my phone. I used the washroom, checked the phone. It got louder. Check the phone. It got louder. I'm like, fine, I'll check the phone. My aunt had messaged me, please call me as soon as you get up. And I knew that something was wrong. So I called her, and my grandfather had had a heart attack that night. So he's okay. He's fine. He still exists. But I was quite upset. And she said, don't come now. You can't come to the hospital anyways. So have some breakfast and then come. I was driving there and I turned the radio on and I'm crying. And Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper comes on the radio. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to this. It's high vibe. It's going to bring me out of this funk. And then the next song was a country song. I don't really like country music. So I changed the station and I hit seek. And then the next song that came on was Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. And I just started bawling. It was my mom. My mom's name is Cindy. We listen to Cyndi Lauper all the time. And if you listen to the lyrics of Time After Time, if you're lost, I'll be there waiting for you time after time. So she was like, I'm here for you. Everything's going to be okay. Papa's going to be okay. When I connected with my aunt, she said, you know what's crazy? It happened. Grandma called her when she woke up, 111. Then my aunt said when she connected with grandma that Papa said that what woke him was a major ringing in his ear. So you can see how our spiritual support team, particularly my mom, who's passed on, was there for us every single step of the way, giving us divine breadcrumbs to let us know that we are safe and we are supported. That heart attack let my grandpa know that he has cancer at very early stages. They gave him a short amount of time to live. He's still with us. He has surpassed it by years. So all of that happened for a reason. And our beautiful soul family from beyond was there supporting us every step of the way. Goosebumps. Yeah. Beautiful session. Thank you for being here. Okay. Shall we jump into, oh, I'm glad you like that. Yeah, I wanted to share it with you. I'm feeling called to share it with you because I really want you to lean on that in 2022, building out that spiritual support family. And what that looks like is clearing everything out. So that's why I didn't specifically put it in there. I don't want you to add more things. I want you to focus on clearing out the negative, toxic relationships and people, situations. I want you to focus on clearing what needs to be healed in your heart and forgiving, and clear out your physical spaces. All of that will show the universe that you are ready, that you are aligning with those energies. Yeah. I knew you'd like that one about Papa. Yeah. So cool. Okay. So let me share my screen again and let's talk about January. So, and you can, I don't know if you guys can see me still, but I'm bringing my hands together to show you that you mash energies up. So we're in a 6 energy month. And I'm going to keep this, pretty basic. I want to geek out on numerology a lot, but you can see me. Okay, perfect. So you can see me doing my hands together. Beautiful. So you take all of these energies and you apply it to the energies that are coming in for that month. So for example, leap of faith energy. This is the energetic code of a 7. So when we apply that to the 6 energy, you're going to take a leap of faith that if you do this work, if you say no to that friend, if you stop answering those phone calls, that you're going to call in your soul family. I want you to take a leap of faith energy. In January, it's about trusting the unknown and trusting in ourselves. This is a really great activity and exercise in the Heart Center curriculum about trust. This is what I know, and this is what I trust. And so this would be a beautiful month for us to dive into that exercise. The 7 energy is about action and motion. It loves momentum and forward movement. And so if you're like, I have been feeling the need to clear out my space, January would be a good month to do it. I mean, rest if you feel like resting, but if you're feeling called to do it, then do that. The 7 energy is the disruptor, sheds layers, pushes boundaries. And so you can see how that aligns with truth speak. And for those of you who are big in social media, you can see that that disruptor energy is showing up and that truth speak is showing up a lot in January. I want you to remember that clarity comes through action, not through thought. Okay. And again, because we are in the winter and, here in Canada and North America, beyond, you may not be feeling this, but it is a time of rest. And so it's like, well, how do I, take action and motion when I'm supposed to be resting as well? So this is, again, we do things, we move forward with things, but we don't overstack our schedule. Does that make sense? So it's not about pulling 9 to 12 hours to get that program done right now, but it's about, a 4 or 5 hour day and going for a walk and having a bath at night, about creating balance and setting boundaries. 7 energy is always going to be about soul speak and the spiritual support teams. So pay attention to your dreams and see who's coming up. Seven energy is about gathering of wisdom. Now, I always laugh at people with a ruling number 7 because I call them on it. I say, so you really love gathering information, like you'll read all the books, you love being the expert of something, but here's the thing, you know everything about a topic and you won't share any of it until you have reached this level of perfection of like, I know it all. But then because you know it all, you don't share it because you're like, well, what's the point? Not everybody knows what it is that I know. And so I really want to encourage you in this month to share what you know. Knowledge isn't power unless it's shared with the world. People don't know what you know. And even if they do know what you know, they need to be reminded. Think about how many times you had to hear, feel, experience the exact same lesson over and over and over again before you finally got it. Yeah, we experience that a lot as teenagers and young adults, but we still experience it in our adult life as well. Okay. So I always share this visualization with my clients. When we talk about attracting their clients, I'm like, I want you to picture yourself on a mountain. And there's people at the base of the mountain and there's people that are below you in the mountain. Those are your clients. And if you turn around and you look up, those are the people that are your mentors. Those are the people that you look up to. Those are the people that you've learned from. So they've passed down knowledge and you are there on that space in the mountain because of them. But you turn around and you look to the people below and you say, hey, I know something and I want to share it with you. And you reach your hand out and you allow them to take it and you bring them to your level. And then you turn around and you look up the mountain and there are your mentors and your guides and they have their hand out and they say, we're ready to share with you more things that we know. Are you ready? And you take their hand and you move up the mountain. And that's the process. That's what the 7 energy feels like to me. It's about mentoring and it's about teaching. Be mindful, the lower vibration of the 7 is indecisiveness, not making a decision because so many things could potentially be happening, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, having lack of clarity, being afraid of rejection, worrying about what others seek, or seeking outside validation. So this is, when I tell you these lower vibes, this is like, I'm going to use this analogy. I have this baseball coach, love him, but we'd show up and especially this one particular team, he'd say, their shortstop is so good, don't hit it to him. Guess what would happen? I'd hit it to him every freaking time. If you focus on that energy, that's what's going to expand, right? Because energy will flow where your attention goes. So this isn't about focusing on the lower vibration, but it's about bringing it into your awareness. So if you find yourself being afraid and worrying about what others think, this is the low vibration of the 7 energy. And so what am I going to do to regulate my nervous system, to shift my thoughts, to shift my beliefs, and to calibrate and connect to the higher vibration of the 7 and shift that? Okay. Any thoughts or questions about January and the 7 energy month? Okay. You guys still with me? Let me know that you're still with me. Yes. Okay, beautiful. February is going to be a really intuitive month. February, because February is the second, number 2, month in the calendar year. In a 2022 year, it's going to be a major amplification of your intuition. Oh my goodness, you're an 8. Yes. So if you're a ruling number 8, this is your month. This will be a major amplification month for you and everything that February has going on. So again, I mentioned this before, but February 2nd and February 22nd are going to be an amplification of that intuition. We do have an Attracting Clients That You Love workshop, and we're offering it on February 12th, 2022. It's a Saturday. And so we're going to be implementing a lot of what would come in into your energetic code to know who your dream clients are going to be. But we thought it was a perfect day as well, because it will have so much of that 2 energy that there'll be a major amplification, and the 8 energy is perfect for that as well. So the 8 energy, think of the 8 when you lay it down on its side, it's a infinity symbol, right? And that infinity symbol represents abundance. There is enough. And many cultures view the number 8 as extremely lucky and a symbol of wealth. And wealth can mean more than just money and finances, but it could mean money as well. The 8 energy is about devotion, commitment, and going deep. And so if in January you align with that energy, you'll get clarity about moving forward. Maybe you'll just test a new meditation. I really liked that one that Anne-Marie suggested about working with my inner child. So I'm going to do the Love and Radiance. And then in February, I did Love It. I'm going to devote myself, and I'm going to do only this meditation for the entire month. Simplicity, keep everything simple. And this is what creates momentum and ease that the 8 energy loves, right? Again, the 8 is a pattern, and it represents momentum and ease and going with the flow. It is about recognizing patterns. So witnessing the same situations that maybe keep popping up over and over and over again, and disrupting those patterns if they are not serving you. Going with the flow is all about the 8 energy and being a creative master. So whatever ideas that you experimented with in January, in this month, next month, there's going to be this big invitation for you to be a creative master for that. So for my heart-centered entrepreneurs out there, simplify your offerings and bring those gifts to the world. Become a master at what it is that you are doing. It's not a coincidence that the Conscious Business Immersion is launching for February 1st, that there's applications are open now, and that February is when all of the intake is going to happen because of creative mastery for myself. And it's also a perfect time for people to start things. Letting go for the greater good. So there's an amplification of the 6 energy in February, and that aspect of the 8 of, again, cluttering and clearing out, particularly spiritual and emotional energies. Trust from the 7 to bring peace in knowing. So bring in that energy from the 7 and trust that you know what you know. You are who you are. And you are meant to be doing these things and bringing these gifts into the world. The 8 is really about Beauty and the Beast and dichotomy, right? That light, we can't fully understand light unless we go through the shadows, right? You know, the hot, cold, tall, short. It's the energy that we live in on this planet, the dichotomy. And so the 8 energy is the Beauty and the Beast. And this is about walking with that beast, not trying to tame it. And so the low vibration, what I mean from that, the low vibration of the 8 is obligation energy, being too many steps ahead, overwhelm, playing small, limiting our sacred gifts, being stuck in past choices and manifestations. So taming the beast is learning how to walk with aspects of ourselves that we would deem unsavory, or maybe we would look at them as weaknesses that we possess. Oh my God, I get it now. I feel like the Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. I recognize patterns in my life. There's so many patterns showing up for us all the time. I mean, I've always been spoken to through my spiritual support team through numbers, but especially now. Like a week ago, I was driving and I saw 2 8s on a building. And then I saw 4 8s in a license plate. And then I saw a truck that had a phone number on it, 888-8888. How insane was that? And then within 48 hours, over $5,000 came into my bank account. So the team was like, you got money coming, lady, recognize it. And so pay attention to those patterns. A divine sign that we made the right choice to move last fall was when the sweet post office officer said, well, the only box number we have is 88. Is that all right with you? I was almost crying since it's my birthday as well. 88. Yes, one of my beautiful friends was born on the Lionsgate portal. It's a sign. All of these are signs. Don't ask for signing your signs. Once you get a sign, just say, thank you, spiritual support team. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for showing me the way that you have my back. Yeah. Anything else to share, comments, questions about the energy of February before we move into the next month? We're going to hang out for another 7 minutes. Good. I'm glad you're liking this. Don't ask for signing your signs. Good. I'm glad you love it. There's some good memes about that. February 1st is also the Chinese New Year. Oh, yes. Thank you. And so I said that I was like, February is great for starting new things. And then I was like, it's not actually. As an 8 energy, I'm like, why did I say that? So thank you for validating my intuition. So February 1st, Chinese New Year. So it is a great time to start new things. Good. I'm so freaking excited for February. Me too. It's just around the corner, my friends. And a new moon too, I think. Yes. I don't remember the moons off the top of my head right now. I'm a little lost, to be honest, without my desire map planner that don't exist anymore. I am this close to completing my own planner, which will incorporate this information and some of that heart-centered desire map work that we've done before. I've created all of this that I'm sharing with you is part of the conscious business immersion and the planner that I've created as well. Lunar new moon is February 1st. Thank you for that. And so February 1st, extremely powerful day to set new intentions, right? Okay, March. March is a 9 energy. 9 energy is all about completion. 9 energy is about having a higher perspective. And so it's a beautiful time for you to reflect and to examine and to look at the bigger picture of things. Again, I was very strategic about the conscious business immersion and when I launched it, because I know what works and what modules that are being offered in February and what's going to be happening in March that totally aligns with this, seeing that bigger picture. It's about completion. It's about ending. It's about releasing. My birthday month is my birthday month too. 9 energy always feels like graduation day where you're like, yay, woo, I want to celebrate because I finished this thing. Oh my God, what am I going to do? What's next? So it's both combined. So a really high and a really like, oh my gosh, what's happening? The 9 energy is about reflecting and moving forward, right? Graduation day. It's about seeing the forest, not necessarily the trees. So again, just taking a step back and having a view of that bigger picture. This month is about the greater good for all and about being in service to the collective. There's a deep knowing that positive change can happen with that 9 energy, and opportunities for growth and expansion are going to happen within that month. So you want to pay attention and witness any vibrational mismatches and releasing, practicing forgiveness, and letting go. So I mentioned those, some of those activities and exercises for the year, but in March, It literally, the energy is calling on you to practice forgiveness, to practice letting go. So I would be doing the ocean and rose meditation in the month of March. The lower vibration of the nine's a risk taker, but it can be a perfectionist. And so be mindful of that. Like, get out of your own way. I was doing a client session today and she introduced me to this like PR queen. And this PR queen tells everybody, like, stop being a cock blocker. And she's had events where she's like literally given everybody dildos to remind themselves to like get out of your own way. This is what March 9 energy is about. Get out of your own way. You're the only person that's holding you back. You are the reason that you are playing small. It is no one else's fault. I know sometimes that's a really tough pill to swallow, but it's the truth. It really is. And there are so many support systems. There are so many cheerleaders. There are so many empowerment coaches that just want to see you thrive and succeed in a way that feels really good. And so make sure that you have the support system. So when you get into that perfectionism mode, that you can easily get out of it, because the 9 energy is very self-critical and very judgmental. They can have excessive high standards. I say they, because I'm talking about people who have 9 in their energetic code, maybe like me. But this month, like, just be mindful of your expectations of yourself and of other people. Allow yourself and others to be who it is that they are. Okay. 9, the low vibe can also be like analysis paralysis, resisting the dark night of the soul, lacking self-care, and being stuck in a death cycle. So this is the ending. And after every ending comes new beginnings, right? Yeah. I hope you have April. My birthday is 4/15. Yeah. March is my birth month as well. We have an April birth month. So again, I want you to just know basics of numerology in this so you understand what's happening here and the energies at play. Then the cycle starts over. In April, number 1 energy. So many of my clients that I'm working with, they are launching their new product and their new service in the month of April, because a lot of people are going to be wanting to start new things in April. So it's about new beginnings, rebirth, heart sparks, new phases of growth and evolution, flashes of inspiration and knowing, excitement for what's next, ideation, innovation, wishing upon a star, pennies in a fountain, blowing out the birthday candle vibe, bolts of energy with heart and solar plexus activation, and goals with more soul. That 1 energy, again, be mindful, surrounded by challenges and struggles, lack of clarity forward, overwhelming, heavy and complicated, uninspired, lonely, isolated, and roadblocks. But you will not be in alignment with that low vibe because of all of the work that you have done in the previous month. Yeah, so that is a quick overview of the first quarter of 2022. You're very welcome. Yeah. Again, I would just like to invite everybody, pop into the chat. Let me know what's coming up for you. Are you resonating with this? Does this call speak to your heart? Is there anything that I could be more clear about? Let me know. Amazing. The 9 is feeling good about moving back to the 6 in March. Yeah. Totally speaks to your plans this year. Great. I would love if all of you joined me on the 29th. We are going to hang out for 2 hours. I popped that link in the top of the chat, but you're also going to get a follow-up email. And what we're going to do is literally piece out every single month, and we are going to align it to create a soulful strategic plan for 2022. That is what I do. Yes, I'm a numerology queen, but at the heart of everything I do, I'm a soulful business strategist. This is for life and for business. So there will be an opportunity for you to dive into all areas of your life, but we will be putting a business spin on it as well for those who are heart-centered entrepreneurs. Yeah. Beautiful. I would love to have you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We don't need to make things so hard. We tend to do that as humans, don't we? This is all about momentum and ease. And again, just calibrating energetically with these energies that are coming in universally for everybody. If you want to dive into your own chart, I have Divine Numerology Blueprints available. I have spots available in February. Or if you're interested in your own personal energy forecast, there are a few spots available in February for this. And this will be the last month, February, where I'm offering those at $222. All of the links that I'm going to send to you are going to be in Canadian prices. So you're going to get a discount. Canadians, you get to pay Canadian. For everybody else around the world, that's a discount to you. February will be the last month where those personal energy forecasts will be $222, because now that I have implemented quite a few of them, they take a lot more time and energy than I expected. So I will be increasing the price of those in March. So if that's something that's interested to you, then you're going to want to get in on that and book those before I increase those prices. Where can I find the Danielle Laporte meditation? Excellent question. I will send you a link to Danielle Laporte stuff. It is on her website. I do have an affiliate link, which will give me just a teeny tiny kickback from that meditation, but all of her meditations can be found on her website. And again, she has so many beautiful offerings and opportunities. I really just wanted to recommend some that are going to align with that 6 energy and help take the guesswork out of which one that you should pick. Yeah. Highly recommend Anne-Marie's Blueprint. Thank you. Yes, I love doing them. I have totally found my soul's calling. This is what I was meant to be doing. It was like, there was always this, I mean, my clients didn't know, my community didn't know, but there always felt like there was this missing piece. I did the desire map. I became a master desire map mentor. That was beautiful. When I shifted into soulful business strategy, I had a lot going on, and it's not that I didn't feel like I wasn't good enough, but there was this little piece that was missing. It's like I completed this puzzle, but I still had one puzzle piece, and numerology was that last final piece. I was like, I figured it out. We have done this. Actually, the conscious business immersion, for those of you who have been with me for quite a while, was the desire map for business. Then it shifted to Awaken Business Academy, and now it's the conscious business immersion. So it just keeps expanding and growing. And what I noticed was everybody loved doing the work around heart intelligence and activating the heart intelligence and getting clear on core feelings and looking at our micro stressors and our self-limiting beliefs and letting go and clearing out and looking at that bigger picture and building something that was strength-based based on who it is that they are. There's some blocks there though, where people were like, well, I think I'm good at this. I think I'm good at that. Numerology validates and confirms your strengths and your gifts and your blessings. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. And then when people were mapping out their year plan, that's where people were getting a little bit hung up, and myself too, as a facilitator, because it felt like we were going back to these old business models of masculine goal planning, where it's like, okay, well, I want to make X amount of dollars, and this is how many offerings I'm going to have, and this is the price point, and I'm going to go to this many networking events, and it was falling flat. Now you can see with what you know and these energies that are coming in, how beautiful it is to just be in perfect alignment with the universe, with everything it is that we are doing. You agree. This is wonderful. You have an amazing weekend too. Who knew numbers carried so much information? It's amazing how accurate things are and have been since my reading. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I pull it up often to align your numerical code. Ditto. Yeah. Just take a deep breath. Thank you, my friends. We are going to end on that high note. Please nourish yourself tonight. Drink some water, have a bath, have a cup of tea, read a book, or listen to some beautiful sound frequencies. Honor yourself. If this is it for us, I love you. and that's okay. I am grateful for you. And I hope that you have a beautiful year as a creative channel of love. For those of you who I will be seeing again, I can't wait to welcome you into my community or to continue working with you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And invite your friends. So I'll make sure that I send all of you this replay. You can share this replay. You can give it away. I will make sure that it is posted somewhere so people can get access to it as well. And you are welcome to invite your friends into that planning session on January 29th at 11 a.m. Creative Channel of Love. You are all of this and so much more. Much love and light to you. Thank you.